Have you ever wondered if touching yourself every day might be hurting your body in ways you don't even know about? You're not alone in thinking about this. Most men have this question floating around in their heads, but nobody ever talks about it openly. Today, we're going to have an honest, gentle conversation about something that affects millions of men around the world. We're talking about daily masturbation and what it really does to your prostate. And I promise you, some of what you'll learn today might surprise you in the best possible way. Let's start with something most men don't know. Your prostate is a small gland about the size of a walnut that sits right below your bladder. Think of it like a little factory that helps make the fluid that carries your sperm. This tiny gland plays a huge role in your sexual health and your overall well-being as a man. But here's what's interesting. For decades, doctors and researchers have been studying how different activities affect this important part of your body, and what they've discovered about masturbation might shock you. You might think that touching yourself every day is bad for your prostate. Maybe you've heard stories from friends or read something online that made you worry. Perhaps you've been told that it drains your energy or makes you weak. But here's the truth that most men never hear. Regular ejaculation, whether through masturbation or sex, can actually be good for your prostate health. Yes, you heard that right. The research shows that men who ejaculate more often may have a lower risk of prostate problems later in life. Now, let's talk about what happens in your body when you masturbate. When you climax, your prostate contracts and releases fluid. This is like giving your prostate a gentle workout. Just like any muscle in your body, when you use it regularly, it stays healthy and strong. The fluid that comes out during ejaculation carries away old cells and toxins that might otherwise build up in your prostate. Think of it like cleaning out a pipe. When water flows through it regularly, it stays clean and clear. When it sits still for too long, things can get blocked up. Some men worry that daily masturbation will lower their testosterone. This is one of those myths that sounds scary, but isn't actually true for most guys. Your testosterone levels go up and down naturally throughout the day and week. Yes, they might dip slightly right after climax, but they bounce back pretty quickly. In fact, some studies show that taking a short break from ejaculation might give testosterone a small boost for a few days, but going weeks or months without any release doesn't keep making your testosterone higher and higher. Your body is smarter than that. Here's something that might surprise you even more. Men who ejaculate regularly, around 21 times per month or more, show lower rates of prostate cancer in some major studies. That's about once every day or two. Now, this doesn't mean masturbation prevents cancer completely. There are many factors that affect your health, but it does suggest that regular ejaculation might be one piece of keeping your prostate healthy as you get older. Your body was designed to work this way. Sexual function is a natural part of being a man. Let's talk about your energy levels for a minute. You might have noticed that you feel tired or less motivated after masturbating. This is completely normal. Your body releases hormones like prolactin that help you feel relaxed and sleepy. This is the same hormone that makes you want to take a nap after a big meal. It doesn't mean you're damaging your body or losing your life force. It just means your nervous system is doing what it's supposed to do. Some men feel more energized after a few hours, while others might feel mellow for the rest of the day. Both reactions are perfectly normal. The timing of when you masturbate can make a difference in how you feel afterward. If you do it first thing in the morning, you might feel less motivated to tackle your day. If you do it right before an important meeting or workout, you might not perform at your best. But if you do it in the evening before bed, it might actually help you sleep better. Listen to your own body and find what works best for your schedule and energy levels. There's no one right way that works for every man. Now, let's address something that worries a lot of men. Does daily masturbation affect your ability to perform with a partner? The answer isn't simple, but it's mostly good news. For most men, regular masturbation doesn't hurt their ability to have good sex with a partner. In fact, it might help you last longer and know your body better. However, if you're gripping too tightly or using the same technique every single time, you might train your body to only respond to that specific sensation. This is sometimes called death grip syndrome, and it can make it harder to climax with a partner. The solution isn't to stop masturbating completely. Instead, try mixing up your technique. Use a lighter touch sometimes. Try different speeds and rhythm. Consider using a high-quality lubricant to make things smoother and more similar to partner sex. Think of it like cross-training for your sexual health. The more variety you give your body, the better it can adapt to different situations and sensations. Speaking of keeping your prostate healthy, there are some simple things you can add to your daily routine that might help. Many men find that eating a handful of pumpkin seeds a few times a week supports their prostate health. These little green seeds are packed with zinc, which your prostate needs to function properly. You can sprinkle them on salads, eat them as a snack, or blend them into smoothies. They taste nutty and satisfying, and they're easy to find at most grocery stores. Another simple habit that supports prostate health is drinking green tea. You don't need to drink gallons of it, but having a cup or two during the day gives your body antioxidants that may help protect your prostate cells. Plus, staying hydrated in general helps your whole urinary system work better. If you're not a tea person, even drinking more plain water throughout the day can make a difference in how you feel. Regular exercise is like a gift you give to your entire body, including your prostate. When you move your body, you improve blood flow to all your organs. Better blood flow means better function. You don't need to become a marathon runner or spend hours in the gym. Even a 30-minute walk most days of the week can make a real difference. Swimming, cycling, or playing sports you enjoy all count too. The key is finding movement that you actually like doing, so you'll stick with it long term. Let's talk about stress for a moment. Chronic stress can affect every part of your body, including your prostate and your sexual function. When you're constantly worried or anxious, your body produces stress hormones that can interfere with testosterone production and blood flow. Finding healthy ways to manage stress is just as important as any physical habit. This might be meditation, spending time in nature, playing music, or talking to friends and family. Whatever helps you feel calm and centered is worth making time for. Some men notice that their masturbation habits change as they get older. This is completely normal. Your testosterone levels naturally decline a bit each year after age 30. Your recovery time between sessions might get longer. You might find that you're not as interested in sex or masturbation as you were in your 20s. All of these changes are part of the natural aging process. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you or that you're broken. Your body is just evolving. If you're in a relationship, you might wonder how your masturbation habits affect your partner. Communication is key here. Some couples find that talking openly about masturbation actually brings them closer together. Others prefer to keep some things private. There's no right or wrong approach, as long as both people feel respected and heard. If masturbation is interfering with your sex life with your partner, that's worth discussing together or with a counselor who specializes in sexual health. Here's something important to remember about frequency. There's no magic number of times per day, week, or month that's right for every man. Some guys feel best with daily release. Others prefer every few days. Some go through phases where they want it more or less often. Your body's needs might change based on stress, health, relationship status, or just getting older. The key is paying attention to how you feel and adjusting accordingly. Watch out for signs that masturbation might be causing problems in your life. If you're skipping work, social activities, or responsibilities to masturbate, that's worth looking at. If you're feeling guilty or ashamed about it to the point where it affects your mood, talking to a counselor might help. If you're experiencing physical pain or irritation, you might need to take a break or change your technique. Your sexual health should add to your life, not take away from it. One thing that surprises many men is learning about the connection between masturbation and sleep. The hormones released during climax can help you feel relaxed and ready for sleep. This is why many men naturally masturbate before bed. If you're having trouble sleeping, this might be one tool in your toolkit for better rest. Good sleep affects everything else in your life, from your energy levels to your immune system to your mood. Let's bust another myth while we're at it. Masturbation doesn't cause hair loss, acne, blindness, or any of the other scary things you might have heard growing up. These are old myths that have been passed down for generations, but modern science shows they're simply not true. Your body hair, skin, and vision are affected by genetics, diet, overall health, and other factors, but not by masturbation. As you age, you might notice changes in your ejaculate. The volume might decrease or the consistency might change. This is normal and doesn't necessarily mean anything is wrong. However, if you notice blood in your semen, pain during ejaculation, or other concerning changes, it's worth talking to a doctor. Most changes are harmless, but it's always better to check and have peace of mind. Here's an interesting fact that most men never learn. Your prostate continues to grow slowly throughout your entire adult life. By the time you're in your 50s or 60s, it might be significantly larger than it was in your 20s. This growth is normal, but it can sometimes cause problems with urination or sexual function. Regular ejaculation might help keep the prostate from getting too congested as it grows. Think of it as preventive maintenance for an important part of your body. The mental health benefits of masturbation are real, but often overlooked. The endorphins and other feel-good chemicals released during climax can temporarily improve your mood and reduce stress. For some men, it's a healthy way to unwind after a difficult day. For others, it's a way to reconnect with their own body and sexuality. Nothing wrong with using masturbation as one tool for managing stress and and maintaining mental health, as long as it doesn't become your only coping mechanism. If you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, masturbation might actually be helpful rather than harmful. It keeps blood flowing to your penis and helps maintain the health of the tissues. Some doctors even recommend regular masturbation as part of recovery from certain medical treatment. Of course, if you're having serious problems with erections, it's important to talk to a healthcare provider who can look at the bigger picture of your health. Technology has changed masturbation for many men. There are now devices, apps, and online content that previous generations never had access to. While these can enhance the experience, they can also create unrealistic expectations or lead to overstimulation. Remember that your body evolved over thousands of years to respond to much simpler stimulation. Sometimes going back to basics with just your hand and maybe some lubricant can help reset your sensitivity and enjoyment. The shame that many men feel about masturbation often comes from religious or cultural messages they learned early in life. These feelings are understandable, but they're not based on medical or scientific facts about your health. If shame or guilt is affecting your enjoyment of your own sexuality, consider talking to a counselor who can help you work through these feelings. Sexual health is an important part of your overall well-being. Some men find that their interest in masturbation goes through cycles. You might have periods where you want it daily, and other times where you're not interested for weeks. This is completely normal and doesn't indicate a problem. Libido naturally fluctuates based on stress, health, relationship status, and many other factors. Trust your body to tell you what it needs, rather than forcing yourself to maintain a specific frequency. Hydration plays a bigger role in sexual health than most men realize. When you're dehydrated, everything in your body works less efficiently, including your sexual organ. The fluid you produce during ejaculation is mostly water. So if you're masturbating daily, making sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day becomes even more important. Aim for clear or light yellow urine as a simple way to check your hydration status. Here's something that might give you peace of mind. Most urologists, the doctors who specialize in men's sexual and urinary health, are not concerned about daily masturbation in healthy adult men. In fact, many of them recommend regular ejaculation as part of maintaining prostate health. If you have specific concerns about your habits or your body, these are the medical professionals who have the most expertise in this area. The bottom line is that your body is designed to be sexual. Masturbation is a normal part of human sexuality that most men engage in throughout their lives. Daily masturbation is unlikely to harm your prostate or your overall health, and it might actually provide some benefits. The key is listening to your own body, maintaining variety in your technique, and making sure your sexual habits enhance rather than interfere with the rest of your life. You are not broken, abnormal, or damaged for masturbating daily. You're not weak or lacking willpower. You're a normal man with normal sexual needs, and taking care of those needs is part of taking care of yourself. Your prostate health, your hormone levels, and your overall well-being can all be maintained while enjoying a healthy sexual relationship with yourself. Trust your body, be gentle with yourself, and remember that you deserve to feel good about your own sexuality. If this conversation has been helpful, consider sharing it with other men in your life who might benefit from hearing these truths. We all deserve accurate, shame-free information about our bodies and our health.